Okay, so we're going to continue our coverage over Grant Morrison's Batman, and we pick up with Batman: The Return of Bruce Wayne. This was a very important book, and the reason why, because when it came to Final Crisis, in that event, we saw the death of Bruce Wayne. It was very huge because it left the rest of the Bat family to take up different mantles in the Bat family. So for example, Dick Grayson became Batman, Tim Drake became Red Robin, Damian became just Robin, Stephanie Brown became Batgirl. You had a lot of changes. Now with that being said, we already knew that there was no way DC was going to let Bruce Wayne stay dead for a long period of time. And so when it came to Final Crisis, at first we were left to believe he did die, but at the end of that storyline we found out he didn't die. Matter of fact, he was just sent back in time. Now, the rest of the Bat family caught on because they found clues to figure out, oh my God, Bruce is alive, he's just stuck in the past. And the question is, what point in the past is he stuck at? And how in the world are they going to bring him back to the present day? That was a very important thing. And so this storyline right here is really more of Bruce Wayne just traveling through time, but you do have heroes trying their best to find Bruce, to save him and bring him back to the present day. And so that is why the storyline is so important. Now, when it comes to our coverage, there's going to be 3 videos. Each video is going to contain just 2 books of this storyline because each book is somewhat longer than your usual comic. And so it gives us time to really dive in deep into each book, but at the same time, not rush over different things so we can fit all 6 in one video. And so to begin today's storyline, we have to jump so far back in time that we pick up with some cavemen. Now, when it comes to these cavemen, they just found a spaceship or some kind of rocket. Now, at first, they have no idea what this rocket is. As a matter of fact, they believe it must be part of the sky because it fell out of the sky, and they're trying to figure out what in the world is going on here. Now, when it comes to these cavemen, they belong to a certain tribe known as the Deer People or the Deer Tribe. Now, the reason why they're here is they're looking for an old man because the youngest member of their party is about to go on a vision trip. Here's the thing, they cannot find the old man to begin that trip. But what they do find, actually, is Bruce Wayne. And they're wondering who in the world is this guy? Because he's just standing there, and of course, they're having a hard time understanding what he is trying to say. And so, unfortunately, they cannot communicate with each other at all. But when it comes to the old man that they were looking for, they find him, except he is dead. Now, when they find his dead body, right next to his dead body were 3 symbols that belong to, well, our big 3 heroes, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Now, we know as the readers what those symbols mean. But when it comes to these cavemen, they have no idea what these symbols mean. And matter of fact, when it comes to Bruce Wayne, they call him Man of Bats because all the bad things around him, all the bat symbols. Now, with that being said, you have the Deer Tribe here accept Batman as one of their own. Now, with that being said, on the dead man body, they do find a necklace. Now, when it comes to this necklace, it belonged to a woman who's part of their tribe. And so their goal is to keep the necklace close to them until they are able to return the necklace back to its rightful owner. But either way, you do have the Deer Tribe and also Batman begin to set up a campsite here to just spend the night until they're able to leave in the morning. And so while you have our characters here just minding their business, well, that is the moment where they are being ambushed by another tribe. Now, when it comes to this other tribe, they belong to the Blood Tribe. And the Blood Tribe is being led by one particular member, and that would be Vandal Savage. Now, around this point in DC's timeline, he already found the meteorite that gives him his immortality, but it also gives him the ability to be very intelligent. Now, with that being said, you do have Vandal Savage tell his fellow cavemen to attack the deer tribe, to kill them off, to get the necklace, but he also wants to get Batman's bat belt and also get Batman as well, because one member of the Blood tribe overheard the deer tribe talk about Batman in a very particular way, but also the necklace as well. Now, while the fight is going on, you do have Batman and the young boy who was supposed to go on the vision trip get away, but then Batman jumps back into battle to hopefully stop Vandal Savage. Unfortunately, he lost that battle and he does get taken in as a hostage. Now, when it comes to Bruce Wayne being held as a prisoner, well, while being a prisoner, that is the moment where he begins to have these visions. Now, when it comes to these visions, he's basically seeing the bat symbol over and over again. And the point of these visions is to remind him that he used the bat symbol as a way to bring fear into Gotham, to bring fear towards the criminals of Gotham City, and use that as a way to fight against injustice. Now, while he was having those visions and being a prisoner, the young boy who was supposed to go on a vision trip finally comes back for Bruce Wayne and frees him. Except when we see the young boy is wearing a nice set of weapons and armor that all have the bat symbol all over them to show that he's now a follower of Bruce Wayne. Or in his words, I'm a follower of the man of the bats. And so it's kind of like saying a new tribe is born, the Bat Tribe. Either way, you do have our two characters being able to get away and plan an attack in the morning against the Blood Tribe. And so when Vandal Savage does wake up, well, he realized that Bruce Wayne is no longer there, and he freaks out. Except right when he does freak out, that is when you have Bruce Wayne return, and that leads into a battle between the two of them. Now, when it comes to their battle though, you see Batman dressed in a way where it's kind of like, yes, I am now the man of bats. Now, Batman does not remember everything about his life in the present day, but he does have an idea that the bat symbol is very important to him in some kind of way. Either way, you have Batman being able to take down Vandal Savage and the rest of the members of the Blood Tribe who's part of this party. It was a successful ambush on Bruce Wayne and the young boy who was trying to go on his vision trip. Now, you do have Bruce Wayne and the young boy walk away from the rest of the members of the Blood Tribe. Now, that is the moment where you do have the members of the Blood Tribe try to sneak up on Bruce Wayne and the young boy. Unfortunately, their plan does not work out very well. And the reason why, because you have Bruce and the young boy just go ahead and jump into this waterfall that leads to a different area of this jungle or forest, whatever. Either way, once you have the young boy being able to swim back to the surface, well, Bruce Wayne is gone. It seems like he had just vanished. But getting back over to Vandal Savage, well, we kind of find out the rest of the members of the Blood Tribe have begun the process of trying to move away from him. And the reason why, because of the solar eclipse. They believe it has to be some kind of sign to show that Vandal Savage can no longer be their leader, that he's not capable of being a great leader, on top of him failing to stop the Man of Bat, which was Bruce Wayne. And so he has no choice but to just get away. He has been exiled from his own tribe. Now, right after Vandal Savage had been, well, exiled, well, that is the moment where we kind of find out that you have Superman, Green Lantern, and Booster Gold appear. Because like I said earlier, the other heroes realized that Batman, Bruce Wayne, was just stuck in the past and needed someone to bring him into the present day. The problem is that when they do arrive, Bruce Wayne is no longer there. It seemed like the reason why the young boy could no longer find Bruce Wayne, why he just vanished out of nowhere, is because he's now being moved forward in time against his own will. The question is now, where? what point in time is he at right now? And can our heroes actually find him? And so we pick up with Bruce Wayne waking up at a different point in time. And when he does, he is confronted by some random young lady who just pulls him out of the water. Except right when she does that, a random creature appears and begins to attack Bruce Wayne and also this young lady. But again, we're left to wonder, what point in time is he at right now? And so this leads us into the second chapter. Now, when it comes to the second chapter of the return of Bruce Wayne, we do see Bruce Wayne still fighting against that monster. Now, we still have no idea who is this young lady who was able to pull him out of the water, but at the same time right now, he is trying to protect her. Either way, you do see Batman go toe-to-toe with this monster to only have this section end with us wondering what happened to Batman and this random monster. Now, when he does wake up, he is confronted by the same woman. Now, again, we have no idea what her name is, but apparently he was able to do something with that monster. He survived his attack, but she was able to bring him back to her cabin, where she began the process of trying to take care of him. Now, with that being said, she does tell him that, listen, go ahead and get some rest, but either way, I'm going to be here to love you. And that right there is very important. It shows that she already has feelings for him. But the question is now, why? And so then we pick up with some heroes who have arrived at the vanishing point. When it comes to the vanishing point, is right at the end of all time, literally meaning that in a few minutes the vanishing point is going to disappear, and when it does, that means that time has officially ended. And that is very important to mention. Now, with that being said though, we do see that Superman, Green Lantern, Booster Gold, and Rip Hunter came here to hopefully find some kind of way to find Batman in the past. And this is a great idea because all time is recorded here at this point. As a matter of fact, they are confronted by the archivist. And when it comes to the archivist, he explains how time works, that yes, you did have one string, one timeline, but time is constantly just branching off into other timelines, to other realities, and sometimes those realities intersect with one another to make some kind of cube. Now, with that being said, is Superman looking at this and trying to figure out how can they use this as a way to hopefully find Batman? And that is the big question right now. But getting back over to Bruce Wayne, we kind of find out that he had arrived in the Paleolithic era of time. Now, around this time, people were really big on witch hunting, meaning that if you did anything that was not normal, you would be instantly accused of being a witch or doing something demonic. Now, with Batman being in this era of time, he also forgot who he is. And so he does call himself Brother Mordecai. Now, when it comes to Mordecai, he was actually a witch hunter in Gotham. He just disappeared. And so with him being gone, it gave Bruce the chance to pretend to be him as a way to fit into Gotham. Now, with that being said, he still has to be a witch hunter. And so every once in a while, he will get called for different kinds of missions or different kind of cases to basically investigate. Like right now, you have a lady say that something demonic happened to her house. There was a bat that was stuck to the wall of her home, and so she began to freak out and feel like her home is now haunted. Now, while you have Bruce just walking around, he realized that all the clues that are left out right now prove that nothing demonic truly happened here. It's really more of this lady trying to hide the idea that she killed off her husband Matthew. And you have Batman say, listen y'all, go ahead and take her away, but not because she's a witch, really more of just being a murderer. She killed off her husband and tried to play the witch game. Someone did something demonic to her home that ended up killing her husband. In reality, it's not true. And we kind of find out that there was another witch hunter in Gotham, and that would be Malice. Now, when it comes to Malice, he's really more the opposite of Bruce Wayne. And what I mean by that, like I said earlier, this was the time where if you did anything that was not normal, instantly you'll be called a witch or some kind of demonic being. And that's very important. And the reason why, because when it came to that lady earlier that Bruce Wayne was investigating, Bruce said, no, she's not a witch. She's just somebody who killed off her husband. But to Malice, he's more of, no, that's not normal. What lady would kill off her husband just like that? No, she has to be a witch. Now, Bruce Wayne saves her from being killed off because, again, they believe that she is a witch. But it's also Malice saying, I'm watching you very closely, Mordecai, because I feel like you're not truly here to help get rid of the evil things in Gotham City. Now that is the moment where we do see Bruce Wayne go back and meet up with the lady we saw earlier that was able to pull him out of the water, where we kind of find out her name is Annie. Now when it comes to Annie, she lives in the woods by herself. She does not live in Gotham City, but word around the street is she could be a witch or not a witch. Either way, she stays to herself. Nobody talks to her, and she does not talk to anyone else. Now, with that being said though, when it comes to Bruce Wayne, he's very concerned about the idea that sooner or later, the people of Gotham could come after her. And the reason why, because they have been unable to harvest any kind of crops at all. And so that right there scares the people of Gotham, which means that sooner or later, they might come to her just because they believe that she is a witch and she has done something to their crops. Now, with that being said, when it comes to Annie, she's not concerned at all. But you have Bruce tell her, no, you have to understand, Malice will come after you. But at the same time, he is afraid that people might find out his real name. Now, that's really huge right there, because we're left to wonder, what is Malice's real name? Now, you do have Annie take Batman back to that cave. And the reason why, because that cave is something very important to Bruce. He's left to figure out why this cave is so important, because let's not forget, he forgot who he is. And so for some reason, this cave is bringing back a lot of different things to the mind of Bruce Wayne. Now, this could be the Batcave that he'll technically built underneath Wayne Manor. But again, we have no idea. Now, out of nowhere, he is attacked by the same creature we saw earlier. Now, you have Batman try his best to fight against this creature, but Annie realized that Bruce might lose this battle. And so what she does, she leaves the cave to go find help, to hopefully get enough help to take care of this monster. Except when she does go to find help, she runs into Malice, the person that Bruce Wayne told her that she should be very concerned about, because the guy seems like right now he's on one heck of a witch hunt. And if he feels like you're some kind of witch, he will try his best to go ahead and kill you off. Now, with that being said, he does grab her because he believes that she is a witch because she lives in the forest. Now, here's the thing about Annie though. We are left to believe that she actually is a witch. Now, with that being said, you do have Annie be grabbed by Malice and his men, and they are beginning to burn her alive, because that's what you did back then when you found a witch. The only way to make sure a witch dies is to burn her alive. Now, right before she does that, she does say his real name, because remember, Bruce said that when it came to Malice, for some unknown reason, he was very concerned about the idea of Gotham finding out his real name. And we kind of find out his real name is Nathaniel Wayne. And that means that Malice is actually a relative or an ancestor of Bruce Wayne. Now, here's the thing though, because you didn't have Annie say that she is going to curse his entire family until the end of time, which means that thanks to Malice, or really Nathaniel, is the reason why the Waynes are cursed, because what he did to her. And that is very important to mention. Now we do jump over to the vanishing point. Now when we do, we actually pick up with our hero still talking to the archivist. Now here's the thing, because we kind of find out that the archivist is actually just an older version of Bruce Wayne. Yeah, You heard that right. Now, we have no idea how in the world this happened, but it seems like he's right now trying to get back to the 21st century. And the reason why, because Superman told him that, hey man, listen, when he came to Darkseid, when he sent you back in time, he turned you into a doomsday weapon. He took away everything you knew about yourself, but only left you behind with your survival instinct. And with that being said, Darkseid knew that you would try your best to get back to somewhere that you actually knew about yourself. You regained your lost memories. And once you got back to the 21st century, you would technically end all creation across time. That is what Darkseid is trying to use you for. And so you can't just jump back to the 21st century. You have to let one of us guide you back there. Now, when it comes to the archivist, or really the evil version of Bruce Wayne, he is not listening, to the point where he does trap our heroes at the vanishing point. And like I said earlier, when it comes to the vanishing point, it's technically minutes before the end of all time. And so our heroes are about to witness, or really go through the process of the death of the universe. Now, the archivist is an older version of Bruce Wayne, but the one who's right now traveling through time, well, after he fought that monster and told Annie to get the help, he once again jumped to a different point in time. Except this time, he jumped to the point where there are pirates around, and he does meet Blackbeard. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.